Hello there, this is Michael Lombard. Today I'm going to talk about how kata plays well with strategy deployment. And this has been interesting as I've experimented more and more with the Toyota Kata approach, done many cycles of learning and coaching. It starts to make sense how the various elements of a lean transformation are not substitutes for one another or complementary of one another per se, but rather kind of symbiotic. They're actually relying upon each other to work well. And slide kind of shows just a generic framework for a lean transformation. You may have three cornerstones such as continuous improvement, daily management, and strategy deployment. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the way that kata can reinforce and support strategy deployment and vice versa. So this represents the mindset of how we approach endeavors, whether they be process improvement endeavors or business growth endeavors or personal improvement endeavors. When you practice your kata a lot, you start thinking like this. You start to think, okay, what is my current condition? What is my target condition? What is my challenge? What is my vision? What are the obstacles standing in the way? And this part over here related to the challenge and the vision is kind of in the domain of strategy deployment or Hoshinkanri. And because this mindset includes the challenge and the vision, this long-term strategic direction, it plays very nicely with strategy deployment. It kind of supports the efforts of a good strategy deployment system to get everybody rowing in the same direction and focus on common true north. Now, the improvement kata, which consists of these four routines as shown here, is the way that we pursue improvement in the kata approach. And specifically, this first routine of understanding the direction or challenge is the routine that we practice over and over again every time we pursue an improvement so that we become better at thinking in terms of strategic direction, in terms of what is the challenge, what is the Hoshin plan, what is that future state value stream map. Otherwise, we're just pursuing improvement in a scattershot fashion. We may get point kaizen in one spot and another point kaizen in another spot, but there's nothing guaranteeing that they're all contributing to helping us get to our challenge or to our vision the way that it does if we practice our kata and we understand the direction or challenge first. So that's just background on how kind of the kata approach helps us achieve our strategy and really deploy our Hoshin plans. But I want to give you a more specific example from my experience in healthcare. So there is this example that we call the Kata. And basically I was working with a hospital CEO to develop a Hoshin plan or a strategy A3, whatever you want to call it, for the hospital for the year. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do a different technique for coaching him through his development of the strategy A3, but I just practiced my coaching kata. He practiced the improvement kata. And using an A3, we came up with their Hoshin plan, and it showed the current condition, the target condition, and the challenge. And we immediately started connecting the dots. Not only is A3 and kata playing well together, but also our Hoshin planning, our strategy deployment was playing well with kata because we saw that the target condition at the hospital level made for a good challenge at the hospital director level, at the department level. And there were 8 of these directors, hence the term Kata. But it was really great in helping us achieve alignment. And so, again, the improvement kata just kind of has this mechanism built into it, which is nice. But there's more to it than that. There's also the coaching kata, which, because the CEO can be the coach for these hospital directors, there's a built-in mechanism by which we can cascade the strategy out to these directors in a very actionable manner through the coaching cycles. So our catch ball doesn't have to be some separate ad hoc activity that's aimed at cascading. It's just built into our improvement kata, coaching kata, learner-coach relationship. So less to worry about, really. It's just kind of built right into the method. So if you just practice your kata, the catch ball will occur to some extent. You may have to do some ad hoc catch ball to reinforce that, but a lot of it can be done through this mechanism, which is nice. So the lesson learned was that kata helps our people plug and play with strategy. It just provides definite points along the practice of the kata, along the improvement kata journey, that you can align with strategy, that you can cascade strategy. You can bring more of the team in to the mix, and that's incredibly powerful in terms of having strategy truly be deployed all the way out to the front lines and not just on paper. So back to this model of what your lean transformation might consist of. I wanted to also add that at the heart of it really should be scientific mindsets, because whether you're pursuing continuous improvement or daily management or strategy deployment, they all benefit from scientific mindsets being firmly ingrained in our people. It's kind of the rising tide that raises all boats, but even that is incomplete because that implies a kind of a one-way benevolence, that by practicing your kata, you develop these mindsets, and by having scientific mindsets, the rest of your lean transformation gets better. But it's more than that, because the individual components of your lean framework also create pull for more people to practice their kata and get better. For example, strategy deployment, by laying out these big gaps that we have to close by the end of the year, and by establishing these big challenges, can do wonders to really get your senior leadership team, your middle managers, your frontline leaders all really, just itching to practice their kata so they can achieve their target conditions, so they can reach their annual goals and challenges. So it's really a two-way street. It's actually symbiotic in that way. So this is just kind of a personal example of how I've seen that kata really does play well with other parts of your lean framework, such as strategy deployment or Hoshin planning. And in future episodes, we'll dive into how it plays well with continuous improvement systems and daily management systems, and even more. So catch you later.